Yeah, but that was it. I'm going to the same gym 3, 4 times a week, carrying on doing that. Pretty much as well. I've carried on where we left off, to be honest.
Yeah, good. Are you still sort of seeing progress in terms of your strength and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been kind of thinking about doing a bulking phase again.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Well, I mean, for the time being, I'm just making sure that I've got the protein. As
yeah.
long as I've got 150 grams of protein and I'm getting to the gym, I'll figure out the right time to do the rest later on.
Mm. Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of a kind of starting next. I'm pretty happy with the shape I'm in.
Mm.
I just want to, I'm just, yeah, I'm just sort of trying to figure out how to start the bulking phase again.
Mm. It's
Like actually get like because when I was doing it with you, I had like a specific meal plans in place where I'd fucking have porridge in the morning with protein powder on it. I've been eating French fucking sticks all day. I've been really cramming it all in.
yeah,
But I'm at the point where I've seen where I've got the shape, and I haven't. I'm not. I'm still unable to lift the same weights, if not more, because I'm so used to doing it.
hmm
So I'm kind of thinking, well, I'll just sort of just take it easy and see where this goes, and
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
There's no need to rush into it. I mean, the thing with like bulking and trying to build muscle is, it's something I'll touch on at some point with like a content idea. But people like guys, I don't think we'll ever get to a stage where we're big enough, or like you'll never reach your goal because you just want to go
yeah,
bigger and bigger, and because it takes so long and the changes are so slow, like
yeah,
we realized, you want to keep going and
yeah,
going and going. So
yeah, yeah,
the point is that there's no end goal really. Like you just want to continue
yeah,
to get stronger and feel good in the gym and feel good about yourself. I doubt that.
yeah. Uh,
I mean, unless you've got really good genetics, but I doubt there'll be a time where most guys are like, right, I'm too big now. I need to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
would.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the good thing, I suppose, is because it takes so long, so there's no there's no worry
Well,
of like,
this is what I've kind of realised. I mean, I think maybe I sort of thought maybe I had unrealistic expectations after a year, but even now, like I can see, it's all kind of making sense what you were saying to me. And I've actually seen a transformation. I've seen that I put on muscle without necessarily having to be
mm,
big.
yeah,
And I did one of those in body things the other day. My body fat was 9.5%.
wow,
And it sort of said, it said you haven't got enough body fat. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah,
That's what
that
you're
is
supposed
low.
to go to the gym for, you know what I mean? But I was like, wow,
Yeah,
even
that's
even with that amount of body fat, I could still see that there was shape there and muscle there. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out where to go next. But
right.
I figured as long as I've got the protein, and do the workouts, and the rest will. If I get hungry or take more, then that's great. But if not, I'm just kind of not.
Yeah, yeah. You made some amazing progress, but like I was going to say earlier, 9.5% is low, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But then I saw that thing that you gave to me, and it was part of the protein calculator,
Yeah.
and it showed people with 3%, 5%, 10%, and all the different sort of shapes. And I don't know. I didn't realize that under double figures was not enough. I just thought, well, there
Hmm.
was a picture on Rich's protein calculator thing that was someone with that with 10%, and they looked alright.
Yeah.
So it was just ignorance on my part.
Like yeah, overall, mate, you smashed it. Like yeah, you couldn't have done any better. I don't think. Like
Yeah,
you did everything
yeah,
right. Um, like most of the check-ins, I was simply saying, well, just yeah, perfect. Keep going, keep doing what you're
yeah,
doing. There was nothing, and it
yeah,
made me think, well, shit, what else should I be saying? So am I just saying stuff for the sake of it? Because there was nothing I needed to really say to, do you know
yeah,
what I mean? So it was ideal. So the whole
yeah,
thing was couldn't have got any better. You
yeah.
stuck to everything.
Yeah, I think there was a point where after the bulking phase and then started to drop off, and you sort of see almost like you're shrinking a little bit. You think, fuck, what's going on?
Mm,
I'm going right back to, it feels like you're going back to the start. But when you actually look through it and look back and look at the shape, you see you're not.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just losing fat.
Yeah, exactly. Just you're losing fat, and yes, a little bit of glycogen, but it's not muscle tissue. And because like muscle tissue is so dense, yes, you're building it, but it's just so tightly, it's so compact. It looks like you're losing muscle, but it's not. But this is why
Yeah,
building muscle takes so long. Like guys,
yeah,
they start training when they're 15, 20, and then they continue until they're 40, 50, 60. It takes
yeah,
years. So just
yeah,
keep going. Like don't think, right, just keep going, because you will end up building
yeah,
more and more. Now you've got the
yeah,
tools, you know what to do, and you know what you don't need to do as much of. You know what I mean? So
yeah. This is what I've realised, because you do see guys, and you know, none of these guys became like that in a week or 6 months or a year. You
no,
know,
and a lot of them,
especially at my age. You know.
yeah, exactly, and a lot of them nowadays are on PhDs, performance enhancing drugs, and SARMs. Unfortunately, it's so common. It's so common, which paints a very different picture of people like yourself and me, and you know, expectations are way up there. And then when you don't sort
Yeah,
of get the size where you see these other people, other guys in the gym, you get disheartened and think, "Oh shit, I'm doing something
yeah,
wrong." But you're not. It's just you're not on drugs.
yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
that's all it is.
yeah,
You're doing it not
yeah,
naturally, which is it's just far harder, far slower, but it's the most safe way.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it was, and at the end of the day, it was just a challenge for me. It's just like one
yeah,
year challenge.
yeah,
Like I said, I quit the booze. I've done that. I'm going to do this. Maybe I'll do something else next. But I enjoyed it so much that just going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week just becomes part of your routine. And
definitely,
it's
yeah,
as much for mental health as anything else.
yeah,
It's like this is your meditation kind of thing, you
yeah,
know.
definitely, yeah. And that's why it's so
And it's
beneficial.
and it's amazing how your perception of people in the gym changes as well. This you've got this sort of stereotype image of a bunch of narcissists working out and pumping themselves in front of a mirror, but then you realise that these people are just basically trying to improve themselves.
Yeah,
That's why one of the things I love being in the gym.
mm,
And they're battling demons or they're doing whatever,
yeah,
And
100%.
it's not something you think until you start doing it yourself.
I've never really thought that way before in terms of like, um, yes, I know guys want to go in and make themselves look better, but I think half of it is how they feel, make themselves feel better, and like you say,
Yeah,
battle demons and try not to
yeah,
go completely insane, and trying to improve themselves and better themselves every day.
that's right. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good either, is there?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah,
Again, it's why most of us do it. I think,
yeah.
why did you get in contact with me or Fisher Fitness Coaching in the first place?
It was through a friend of mine, Sarah Jane. I'd done this, as I said to you. I decided to quit drinking, and while doing that, I kind of gained sort of an inner strength and discipline and strength that I didn't even realize I had. And I thought, how can I use that to do something else? How can I use the discipline and the strength that I've got from creating these habits in some other way?
Mm.
And I've never set foot in a gym before. I've never run before, Rich. Actually, it's only after sort of 3 or 4 months after quitting drinking, I started running, and that became my new addiction. It's like I love it. I need these endorphins. I need this this feeling of well-being all the time.
Yeah.
And I thought, I guess it's kind of like a cliche and a bit of a midlife crisis thing. But I thought, I could get in better shape than this. I could sort of bulk up and look a bit nicer. Why not give it a try? And so I started talking to Sarah Jane, who's obviously in fantastic shape, as you know.
Mm.
And she put me in touch with you, and then the rest is history, I guess.
Nice, cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. It's one of those ones where I hear from someone who I've never heard. I never heard from you. You never followed me. You never engaged with any of my. So I always think like, well, how serious is this person going to be, and how do you know what I mean? You go through
Yeah,
like all the stuff, and then you kind of think back in your mind, well,
yeah,
is this person really going to follow through with everything? And and
yeah,
yeah, I mean, you did. It was a whole year of
yeah,
graft, wasn't it? Which was fantastic. Yeah, it's
yeah. And
really
if I hadn't had that kind of background that I just spoke about, it probably wouldn't have happened. But it
Yeah,
was really uncharted territory for me too.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
it all worked out really, really well, which I was really, really pleased with the whole
yeah.
thing.
Nice. No, it was amazing. Yeah, a great year. So how are you feeling before you started working with me then?
Well, as you remember, as you may remember, I showed you that picture of 007 in Casino
Oh
Royale,
yeah.
and I
Oh,
can't
okay.
even remember where I came across the picture
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Daniel Craig, and I knew at the time that he was maybe in his mid-40s or something when that shot or that thing was taken. I thought, if he can look like that, I can look like that. Why
Yeah,
can't I? You just like, why not give it a shot? You know,
yeah,
people have a laugh at it, classic midlife crisis, whatever. But if you prove to yourself that you can take on a challenge, see it through to the end, you might not look like that, but you might do, or you might get close to it. So just give it a shot. That was
yeah,
it.
yeah. Nice. Yeah.
You know,
And I guess it's
I thought if you really put the work in and you will do it and you stick to it, you can't look any worse than you look now. So
mm, yeah, 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 definitely, yeah. And
yeah, but I
it's
wasn't prepared for how hard it was, Rich.
really, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's a lot of the. It's a shock for a lot of guys who because you look at that picture of Daniel Craig. By the way,
Yeah,
he's probably on steroids to make him look like that.
I know everyone else told me that as well.
So he made the easier route. So you did it you did it harder than him. And yeah, you look at these pictures or these people in the gym and think, right, I'm gonna look like that, but you don't know what else they've gone through or what else other help they're
No, no,
getting,
no,
or you never
no.
know if the picture's
Yeah,
been manipulated or photoshopped or whatever.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
once you start to train and the results aren't like that, you think, oh fucking hell, this is really going to be this difficult.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the like you say, the fact that you got into the habit of going to the gym because it makes you feel good and you're bettering yourself, it's
mm,
almost like a benefit of looking better. It's a byproduct, isn't it? Because you have that mindset of,
yeah.
I feel so
That's
good,
right.
I'm stronger, I feel amazing when I
That's
walk into
right.
the gym. Anything else is a
That's right.
benefit now, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is. And I guess it really, part of it was just set yourself a challenge, see it through to the bitter end, no excuses.
Hmm, hmm.
And I found with running and with going to the gym, of course, you've got days where you think, fucking, I don't fancy this.
Yeah,
Oh, so I might just dust around. But it's like, no, there's no negotiation. There's none of that. As soon as you leave the house, that goes away.
yeah,
And you go there and you do it. I've never, ever regretted going to the gym. I've
yeah,
never regretted going for a run.
yeah,
Sometimes you don't fancy it, but as soon as you make that decision, get out the door, get your gym kit, whatever, it's done. There's
100%.
no
Yeah,
argument.
exactly, 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, I rarely want to go to the gym now. There's occasionally when I think, yeah, I fancy this workout, but most of the time I can't be asked. But I know that once
yeah,
I'm in the gym, I'm going to feel 10 times better and I'm going to be so happy I
yeah,
went. And I'll be like, right, that's
yeah,
done. I've achieved
yeah,
today, I've achieved something.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
better at stuff. So it's just getting the habit of doing it because you're going to be improved some way, or,
yeah,
improvement in some way.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, the whole year was amazing. But I
And I
mean,
think the hardest part is developing those habits in the first place.
yeah, yeah,
Not listening to the chimp in your brain.
yeah, yeah,
I decide. You shut up.
yeah,
Let's do it. No,
yeah,
no excuses. No negotiation. Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah, definitely. And the results sort of speak for themselves, really, don't they? I mean, the fact that
Yeah,
you were changing body shape every sort of few weeks. You send your progress pictures through. It was
yeah,
okay. Something's happening now. And once you
yeah,
see that change in the pictures, you think, right, motivation increases, and you want to keep going and going and going.
yeah,
Don't know
yeah,
about
yeah.
don't know if you felt that, but for most
I know
people,
I did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
once
mean,
you
in hindsight as well. I mean, I look at it now. I think, well, you know, that's neither here nor there. The beautiful thing about this is you've got into the habit of doing something that's improving your physical, mental, and emotional health and well-being. So
hmm,
why would you stop? You
hmm,
know.
yeah, definitely,
And I think the other thing is, Rich. I think the good thing about having a coach is, I mean, I couldn't have done it without you. I needed, especially the accountability. I needed someone to give me the knowledge, the advice, tell me what to do, give me the program, you tell me what to do, and I'll do it, and then we'll see where we go. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people think I don't need a coach. I'll just go on YouTube. I'll find this. I'll find that.
Yeah.
But that's not realistic, really. Yeah. And I think that goes for a lot of things as well.
Mm-hmm.
In the field of self improvement.
Definitely, yeah. I say all the time. If you follow the advice, if you follow what I advise to do, you'll get results. It's simple.
Well, I'm proof of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
if you just do as I say, you'll get where you want to be. But it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's hard
it's
work.
hard work. It's hard work, and the biggest problem is people want results yesterday.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I think that's probably why people stop going to the gym. People stop maybe wanting to coach them. They think, oh, I don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger after a week. But it's not realistic. People set unrealistic targets.
Yeah.
And it must be hard for you, because if you don't tell them that, you've got to tell them that at the start.
Yeah.
With the worry that it might put them off.
Yeah.
Becoming one of your clients.
Exactly.
So
exactly right. It's very hard.
Balance of
With this building muscle, it's so slow. So I always have to say, right, you will get to where you want to be, but it might take a bit longer than you expect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I don't want that. But then what happens is sometimes they go to someone else, another coach who can provide help, assistance, and they'll get results double as quick. But it's these steroids and stuff. So, but I don't go down that route. I just think how you did it, how everyone should do it, is full discipline. Go in, and you're gonna get more out of it in the long run than if you cut corners. Do you know what I mean?
And there's no side effects either.
No, exactly right. And you've built habits. You've learned. You've got the knowledge now. You know what to do. You know how to train effectively. You know what a hard set feels like. You know what a hard workout feels like.
Yeah.
Would you have done anything differently if we redid the year? Would you have done anything differently, or?
No, I don't think I would, Rich. No. I might not have had Romanian deadlifts in my program, because I still fucking hate those things.
That's a shame.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
I love them.
No, but no, I'm just kidding. But it's just like you tell me what to do and I'll do it. There was some exercises that I thought, it wasn't that I didn't like them. It's like I found it hard to get the proper form, or there are some exercises that I did where there was always someone using that machine or whatever. But it was just like, okay, what's Rich got for me? This is a menu in this order, this many reps, whatever. Eat this and this, and then just do it.
Yeah.
That's it. Just do it.
I would agree.
Just do it and shut up.
Yeah, exactly. And I would agree that I wouldn't, if we redid the year, I wouldn't say to you, I think you could have done this better or this better, because every single check-in was every week. You didn't miss a single check-in.
Yeah.
You asked questions. You did the work. You filled out your plan, your data sheet. So if you didn't fill that out, I'd be blind, so I wouldn't be able to coach you. So the fact that you did that, you helped me help you more. So everything was spot on, like 10 out of 10. There was nothing else you could have done better, literally.
I feel great most days. Yeah, I mean, definitely shape, especially like shoulders, traps, biceps, upper body. Yeah, for sure. I think I didn't realize what I'm seeing now is, like I said, when we stopped the cutting phase and started going back down to the fat loss phase, I wasn't convinced that I would see what's the word?
The muscle you built?
I wasn't convinced that I'd see the shape. I thought I was just going to become skinny again. But you do actually see the shape of the muscles that you built, but that you couldn't see them when you were putting on all the fat, because you were, in the bulking phase.
Yeah.
And I don't sort of obsessively look in the mirror, but there are some days and I think, fucking hell. And people will comment and mention and say, people that you haven't seen for a while, people that you haven't seen for 6 months. They're like, what the fuck happened to you? But because you look in the mirror every day, you don't notice it.
No, exactly right.
Because I send you the check-in photos or whatever. You don't notice it until you go right back to the start. where you go from the start to 6 months to the year. I think possibly if I'd had more time, Rich, I would have maybe stretched out the bulking phase.
Yeah.
But like I said, like it was a year challenge. It was like start finish. So, you know, if it had been 3 years, or if I'd said I'm going to do this for 4 years, we're going to have a 4-year contract, I would have just gone, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know,
Definitely. Yeah.
but within the time constraints that we had, yeah, I'm super pleased with the results that I've achieved.
Yeah.
And more important, it's given me a platform to build on.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to suddenly stop going to the gym now that this program's over. You know, because I've seen the benefits, and like I said, more than looking good, it's like, you know, the same as running the endorphins, the feel good factor. Knowing that you've gone in there, you've done a job, well done, you got it done. I always do that after every workout. You did it. You got it done. Even though you didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And there's so often I don't want to do it. I think, fuck this. You know?
Yeah.
It takes you about half an hour into the workout. You hit your stride.
Definitely.
And when it's done, when you're squeezing out those last 3 or 4 reps, done.
Yeah.
And it's not even when you finish. It's when you've got like 10 reps or 2 sets left, and you know you're close to the finish line. You're like, yes, I'm so glad I came. I'm so glad I stuck this out. You know.
Yeah, and you can walk out and think,
I mean, like that with anything, Rich, maybe.
Yeah, definitely right. Yeah, nice. No, it's good. I mean, I was going to say, it must be good when people say to you, like, Jesus, are you changed? Or, you know, what's happened to you? It must be a really good thing. Like all this work.
Yeah. Those are the rewards, the unexpected rewards, you know.
Nice. Yeah. So how do you think this last year has sort of changed your life for the better? Do you think it's sort of improved? I mean, what's changed?
Well, I kind of, like I said before, I started doing this program with you, this weight training program. I kind of developed good habits, developed discipline from the quitting the cigarettes and quitting the drinking and stuff like that. And I'm always thinking, how far can I take this? How I can't actually believe sometimes that I've achieved what I've achieved. First, you know, quitting the booze, quitting the cigarettes, and secondly, getting myself into the best physical and mental shape I've ever been in. I'm 53, Rich. I feel like I'm 18.
Yeah, that's
no,
amazing.
Seriously, I know it sounds strange, you know, and that probably sounds a bit weird.
Not at all. That's amazing.
But every day I wake up and I'm just full of gratitude. And it's like the whole carrying on the discipline in the gym, doing the workouts, making it part of a routine where there's, like I said, there's no negotiation. There is no negotiation. This is what you're going to do every day. That's it. There's no argument in your head. There's no chimp anymore. There's no one in there anymore. There's only me. There's no going, go on, never mind about that. You know, just get something, have a burger, go down to McDonald's, treat yourself. There's none of that anymore, you know?
Yeah.
It's all gone. So I don't know, it's difficult to explain, Rich, but this program, again, it's taken that feeling of well-being, that feeling of mental strength, that feeling of clarity, of focus. It's just taken it to the next level.
Nice, amazing. That's great to hear.
It's difficult to, and I sort of try and explain this to people, and they look at me like I'm a lunatic.
No. But
you know,
the fact is, it obviously has the whole journey has changed your life. Not only the training, but the quitting booze, quitting cigarettes. It's just it's completely transformed. By the sounds of it, the whole your mindset and your whole life. It's added years to your life. It's got you stronger, better shape, more confidence.
Yeah,
awesome.
And it's the beautiful thing is knowing that mindset is now that you've got that mindset, no one can take it away. That's, you know,
it's there for good, isn't it?
It's a beautiful feeling. Yeah, for sure.
Amazing.
And you can, like I said, you can use it in so many different aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Once you develop that discipline, you know. So.
Yeah, brilliant.
All good stuff.
Awesome. So, last question, then. What do you think your biggest win was out of the whole year you're working with me? What do you think you can look back and think that was the one I was most pleased with? What do you think it was? Is it everything? Was it anything specific you can think of? I don't know, what you picked
Um,
up, or something you did in the gym, how you looked, how you felt.
I'd say how I felt,
Mm.
um,
It's pretty.
both physically and mentally. Yeah. Um,
It's so hard though because
it's difficult.
you've had so
It's,
many
it's
wins.
yeah, yeah. I know. It's kind of it's kind of difficult to describe the feeling. It's kind of like you've always got this. I mean, everyone has shit days, Rich. Everyone gets out of bed and has shit days. Your boss is a twat, or something happens, or you know your bus is late and then your train's late, and all these things go wrong. But I feel like I've developed this sense of um, calmness. And this is the gym, the working out. It's all tied in. This sense of calmness where even on the mare days, even on the shit days, you've got the tools to handle pretty much anything without being phased by anything. You know,
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah.
there's no disappearing down the rabbit hole anymore.
Mm. Which
You
is
know
what,
what I mean?
yeah, which is what you maybe would have done back in the day.
Probably, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
it's yeah, the gym definitely, as far as sort of, you know, I mean, I think probably a lot of guys my age work out because, you know, I don't, is it to do with hormones? I don't know, but obviously depression is something that tends to hit people around my age
mm.
more than younger people. But having the gym there, it kind of it keeps that stuff at bay,
Mm.
if you know what I mean.
I mean, like I say, it's been a huge year. Like you're so many wins you've experienced, and not only physical shape,
Yeah,
mental health improved, um, your mindset, your habit building, everything's just taken
yeah,
a huge change for the better, which is amazing. So like, yeah,
yeah,
well done for sticking to it and working your ass off for the whole year. And just
yeah. And I think it's developing strength and just refusing to give up.
mm, mm-hmm.
You know,
Because
not going to the gym and saying, "Oh, 20 kgs, yes, that feels all right." No, no, no. Keep raising the bar little by little.
mm, you
You
got to be
know,
comfortable,
and
haven't
it's
you?
gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
push
and
it to the max.
yeah, and it's also about being okay with that as well. It's going to be
Yeah,
uncomfortable, but you have to
yeah,
adapt. You have to become more uncomfortable, and it's a
yeah.
continuation of
And,
just
and your words about, you know, pushing it to failure, to technical failure. If you don't bother doing that, then you might as well not even go to the gym.
mm,
Really,
mm,
if you want to build muscle and you want to get bigger, that's the only way, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
To push yourself to the brink.
Unfortunately, so it's so hard, so difficult, and it's just like my advice to you now is just keep now you've got everything in place, keep going, like do not stop.
Yeah,
So I guarantee in a couple of years' time, you look back at how you are now and be like, fucking hell, there is an
yeah,
insane change. And the fact is, you
yeah,
started now, so you won't stop. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. There's
yeah,
like
yeah,
there's no, it'll be stupid for you to stop now, and undo all the hard work you've put in. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
well, yeah, it's
It's
been
been definitely worth it, Rich. Yeah,
yeah, amazing.
and I'm
Yeah,
really grateful and appreciative for all that you've done for me, for sure. You know,
appreciate it. Yeah,
I
no,
make sure I tell people. Anyone asks me, I'll make sure that I tell them this is the guy that helped me. You know, so
awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it, mate. Yeah, it was a pleasure working with you for the last year. It really was. It was yeah. If I could have all my clients as dedicated as you, then I think I'd be far busier. But yeah, but amazing.
when you I kind of sometimes I'm surprised when you say that, Rich. What I mean, what issues do your other clients give you that I haven't done? I'm curious to know this.
God, wow. Not checking in ever.
Are they just not serious about doing it, or what?
It's the fact that I think they realise once they realise they actually have to do work, it's like, oh fuck, I can't be asked with this. So not checking in, not filling out the spreadsheet, never getting back to my WhatsApp. If I check in with them, say, look, I haven't heard from you for a week. Everything all right? No response for a few days. It's like nothing. I mean, I don't hear from them. So it's like, what can I do? Like
What a waste.
I've done it. I know,
What a waste.
I know. But it's like, I think a lot of guys' mindsets is, I'm going to hire a coach. He must have the secret formula for me. He must have this secret magic pill which will tell me what to do, and I'll get like the best results. But you still got to do the work. You still have to actually physically do the work and fill out your spreadsheet, so I know what you're doing, so I can get back to you and coach you even more. But yeah, you wouldn't believe some people just don't do anything. Just nothing. It's nothing at all.
But you think that would be the whole point, is paying someone.
Yeah.
You'd make the extra effort.
Of course, yeah.
I thought that was the whole point of doing it in the first place, the accountability, getting someone to really push you, which is the whole point of it in the first place, you know.
I know.
Wow.
I know. Yeah. So it's from my point of view, it's quite frustrating because I want them to do well. Obviously, before I do the job, if I'm not getting anything from them, so I'm stuck. I'm literally blind. I'm like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
So it's that's what I mean by it, because you did everything, like checked in, you filled out your form, you asked questions, you sent in progress pictures, videos for me to check your technique, like everything was on the money. So hence why you got the results. Simple as. Yeah. Cool. Well, that was a good chat, Gus. I mean, it was nice to sort of catch up and have a chat with you. But yeah,
you too, Rich.
I appreciate your time and your honest answers. If you do go back onto your building phase, let me know how you're getting on. Like, just send through some pictures or whatever. Just I'm keen to know that you're always going to be progressing. So yeah, keep me updated for sure.
I will do, mate.
Yeah. Cool. Nice one, Gus. It's a pleasure to chat to you, mate. But I appreciate your time. And
absolute pleasure to speak to you, Rich.
Cool, mate. Well, yeah, keep going, and I'll see you soon, hopefully.
All right, mate. I'll be in touch. Yeah.
Cheers, Gus. Nice.